What if your baby is asking one life-changing question all day long and everything you do becomes the answer? Not with words, not with logic. With cries, stares, stiff little bodies, and tiny pauses most adults barely notice yet. Those moments can look random, exhausting, even dramatic, but to your baby, they are messages about safety, connection, and survival. And here's the part that surprises parents most. Security is not built during perfect days, but ordinary, repeated moments. A diaper change, a delayed response, a gentle face, a tense voice, a bedtime ritual. Your baby is studying everything. By the end of this video, 6 hidden daily needs will feel impossible to ignore and wonderfully possible to meet. The first one is smaller than books make it sound, yet it shapes how your baby handles stress for years. Your baby needs your presence to feel predictable, because predictability tells an immature nervous system nothing dangerous is happening here. That does not mean hovering every second. It means your baby learns this pattern: when I need someone, someone comes. That simple expectation becomes emotional flooring. Without it, every delay feels bigger. With it, even waiting becomes less frightening inside. This is where attachment starts to make sense. Attachment is not spoiling. It is the brain organizing around reliable comfort. When your baby cries and you respond, cortisol can come down faster, and the baby learns the stress will not last. That lesson matters because babies cannot calm themselves the way adults can. They borrow your system before building their own. So when you sway, soften your voice, or simply stay close, you are not creating dependence. You are teaching recovery. And no, this does not require perfection. Babies do not need flawless parents. They need repair, rhythm, and enough consistency. That word, enough, changes everything. A baby feels safe not because nothing goes wrong, but because connection keeps returning again. The second hidden need is eye contact that feels emotionally available, not blank, distracted, rushed, or split between screens nearby. Babies read faces long before they understand words. Your expression tells them whether the world feels calm, tense, warm, scary. The still face experiment made this heartbreakingly clear. When parents go blank, babies panic, protest, then sometimes shut down inside. Not because they are needy in some way, because emotional connection suddenly disappears and their body treats that change seriously. This matters in everyday life more than parents realize. Feeding while scrolling, smiling without really seeing, can leave babies unsettled. You do not need constant eye contact. You need moments where your face says, "I am here with you." That is serve and return in real life. Your baby sends a look, sound, wiggle, and your attention answers back. Those tiny back and forth exchanges build language, trust, and social wiring. They also tell your baby, "My signals matter." The third daily need is surprisingly physical, gentle, affectionate touch that happens outside emergencies, diaper duty, or getting buckled somewhere. Babies are wired to feel safety through the body first. Warm hands, chest pressure, rocking, skin contact all become information. Touch can raise oxytocin, the bonding chemical people love mentioning, but what matters emotionally is simpler. Your body feels safe. That is why some babies melt against a shoulder after crying. They are not manipulating you, they are reorganizing inside. And touch does not only soothe after upset. Frequent affectionate touch can lower stress, making babies less reactive before trouble. Think about what a baby experiences all day. Bright light, cold wipes, hunger, gas, noise, movement. Touch helps translate chaos. A hand on the back during a diaper change can say, "You are not alone in this uncomfortable moment either." The fourth need is a voice that regulates, not just instructs. Babies are listening for tone before they understand meaning. You can say loving words with a stressed voice, and your baby will believe the stress first. Tone lands deeper. This is not about guilt. Every parent sounds overwhelmed sometimes. The part is noticing when your system fills the room. Babies are astonishingly sensitive to rhythm, volume, speed, and tension. A softer voice can lower fear before any solution arrives. That is why narrating calmly can work wonders. "You are hungry. I am warming the bottle. I hear you now." Those words are not magic by themselves. The magic is predictability. pacing, and your baby hearing regulation wrapped inside sound. The fifth need may sound ordinary, but it quietly shapes sleep, crying, feeding, and even how intense everyday emotions feel. Babies need transitions that are buffered, not abrupt. Their brains do not switch gears as easily as adult brains yet. Going from warm arms to crib, playtime to car seat, awake room to dark silence can feel like sudden loss. That is why previews matter more than parents think. A familiar phrase, dim lights, slower movement, repeated sequence, all prepare. Routines are not just for convenience. They help the brain predict what comes next, and prediction feels like safety inside. Even adults feel better when someone says what is happening. Babies need that same courtesy, just translated into repetition daily. The sixth need is the one parents often miss because it looks invisible: emotional permission to have big feelings safely. Babies do not only need comfort after crying. They need the sense that their feelings will not scare away love. This changes how you hear fussiness. Instead of a problem to shut down fast, it can become a story first. Maybe your baby is overstimulated, maybe lonely, maybe tired but fighting sleep, maybe startled by the room changing too fast. When you respond like an investigator instead of a critic, your baby experiences something profound. My inner world makes sense. That feeling becomes emotional safety, not constant happiness, not silence. The deeper belief that distress can be shared and survived. Now here is where parents breathe easier. None of these needs require expensive gear, advanced techniques, or a peaceful house. Babies are not measuring your aesthetic, your productivity, or your meal prep. They are measuring relational cues all day long. Do I get noticed? Do I get help? Do feelings end? Does closeness return? Is this world emotionally predictable enough? Those are the real questions under the crying, clinginess, arching, gazing, babbling, fighting naps, and sudden meltdowns you see daily. And once you hear behavior that way, everyday parenting stops feeling like random troubleshooting and starts feeling like translation work. A baby who only settles while being held might not be spoiled. That baby may simply still need borrowed regulation. A baby who wakes the second you leave may not be difficult. Separation can feel physical before language softens it. A baby who cries harder when you finally appear is not getting worse. That baby finally feels safe enough there. Parents often misread that moment. You walk in, crying escalates, and it seems like your comforting presence is not working. Sometimes the opposite is true. Holding it together was exhausting, and connection gives the nervous system permission to release fully. That is why reunion matters so much. After distance, babies often need extra warmth to reset their internal world again. Even small daily separations can register strongly, especially in sensitive babies. Daycare drop-offs, car transfers, sudden handoffs all count. That does not mean separation is harmful. It means transitions need warmth on both ends instead of emotional coldness afterward. Now let us talk about the moments parents fear most, the ones that can shape safety when you get overwhelmed. Maybe you snapped. Maybe you moved too fast. Maybe you looked frustrated during yet another middle-of-the-night wake-up. Parents usually worry those moments damage attachment. That fear is powerful, but it leaves out the healing power of repair. Repair is one of the most protective experiences a baby can have. Something felt wrong, then connection came back gently. You pick them up. Your face softens. Your voice changes. The body receives a new ending to the story there. That teaches something extraordinary. Rupture is not the end of love. Relationships can wobble and still become safe again afterward. Adults need that lesson too, which may be why this topic hits so deep. Babies expose what humans always needed. Not performance, not perfection, reliable connection, emotional honesty, and someone steady enough to help us come back to ourselves again. And here is a surprising twist. Babies do not only feel your calm, they learn from watching you calm yourself. When you pause, exhale, lower your shoulders, and reset voice, you are modeling what regulation looks like in a body. Your baby cannot copy it yet, but the pattern is landing. Over time, repeated patterns become emotional architecture inside them. This is why everyday safety is built more through atmosphere than technique. Your baby remembers how life feels around you. Does the room feel jagged or settled? Does comfort arrive with irritation or warmth? Are needs treated like burdens today? Babies may not form autobiographical memories yet, but their bodies are recording patterns. That record becomes expectation, then personality later. That does not mean early months determine everything forever. Human development stays flexible, but early safety creates a head start. A baby who feels secure is not guaranteed an easy temperament, but that baby has a stronger home base inside. From that base, curiosity grows easier, sleep can settle more smoothly, recovery after stress becomes faster, and trust stretches wider. And that brings us to something parents rarely hear enough. Your baby is learning not only routines, but relationships too. Every feeding says something. Every pickup says something. Bedtime, reunion, pauses, and repair tell babies what the world feels like. If that sounds heavy, let it also sound hopeful, because small moments happen constantly and small moments are available daily. You do not need to become someone new by tomorrow. You need to notice what your baby may be asking. Are you with me? Can you help me? Will you stay close when I fall apart? Do I matter here? And the beautiful thing is, your answer usually does not need words. It can be a face, hand, rhythm, tone. It can be picking them up slower and softer. It can be narrating the hard moment instead of rushing through. It can be one deep breath before responding, one repaired rupture, one bedtime pattern repeated enough to feel familiar tonight. These things look almost too simple to matter. That is exactly why their power gets overlooked in modern parenting culture. We are surrounded by products promising better sleep, faster milestones, smarter brains, easier soothing. But babies start with relationships first. Before strategies work, safety works. Before independence grows, connection grows. Before self-soothing develops, co-regulation lays the track underneath. That phrase, co-regulation, can sound clinical, but the meaning is tender. I help you handle feelings until you can. And babies do eventually build more independence, not by being pushed away from need, but by feeling secure inside it. Security is what makes exploration possible. A baby ventures farther when the emotional home base feels real and reachable nearby. That is true on the floor with toys. It is true at daycare. It is true later in friendships too. So if you have been worrying that responding warmly will make your baby too dependent, consider the deeper reality instead. Dependence is not the enemy of development in infancy. Secure dependence is often the bridge to confidence later in life. And if your baby has been extra fussy lately, maybe the question is not, what is wrong with them today? Maybe the better question is, what is this behavior trying to protect, ask for, signal, or make sense of today? That shift alone can change your whole parenting experience. Less fighting behavior, more listening underneath behavior, more compassion for both. Because when babies feel safer, parenting often feels clearer. Not easy every day, but less mysterious and less personal overall. You stop hearing every cry as proof you are failing. You start hearing it as communication from an unfinished brain. And that perspective is not only kinder, it is more accurate, more useful, and far more stabilizing for everyone involved. So tomorrow, in the messiest moment, remember what your baby may secretly need most is not a perfect fix first. It may be your regulated face, your steady arms, your predictable response, your gentle voice, your repaired connection today again. Safety is built in pieces so small adults dismiss them. Babies do not dismiss them. Babies build themselves from them. That is the hidden truth underneath baby behavior. Your baby is not making life hard. Your baby needs home nearby. And home for a baby is not a house. It is the repeated feeling of being known, helped, and held. If that feeling keeps arriving, even imperfectly, your baby learns something. The world can be hard, and I am safe. That belief becomes resilience long before resilience has a name, and it begins with ordinary moments you might overlook daily. So if no one told you before, let this land. Your loving presence is shaping safety, and safety shapes everything.